This is KGW News at Sunrise.
It is inequitable, immoral, and doesn't make sense for the state to take a life.
Today, all of Oregon's death row inmates will be granted clemency. While some are applauding Governor Kate Brown's move, others are objecting to her decision made in the 11th hour of her term.
A family in La Center is grieving their pets and their home this morning after this fire destroyed everything.
I will never look at fire the same way ever again.
We spoke with a firefighter who responded to his own home. He says he's just grateful this morning that his family's okay.
And a local company is on the world stage at the World Cup. Today, when France takes on Morocco, they'll play on a field of grass that got its start right here in Oregon in the great grass-growing city of Canby.
Happy Wednesday morning to you. Thanks for getting up with us. Today's not a bad day. I drove in and I was like, okay, it's clear out. It's a little chilly. Not too bad, though.
I thought you were going to ask what day of the week is today.
I mean,
today
that
is
too.
Wednesday,
but
right?
Yes, today is definitely
one.
Wednesday. Did I say Wednesday?
You did not say Wednesday. You just said today was a little chilly.
Oh.
This went on way too long, Rod Hill. Where are you at there?
Is it my turn?
Come in now, Rodney.
Good morning, everybody. It depends on if you have cloud cover at your house or not. Areas that have had cloudiness hold overnight are staying well above freezing. Downtown Portland, one of those spots at 39. But then you get breaks to cloud cover. Hillsboro's down to 31. And down in the Mid-Valley, it's pretty much being reported as partly cloudy skies, all reporting sites. Sheridan, Dallas, Salem, Almsville, Silverton, Lebanon, Estacada, all reporting freezing numbers this morning. Odds are good that we will see at least partial clearing and become partly cloudy during the day today with light winds. Temperatures 40 at noon would equal yesterday's high, and then we'll get a little bit warmer than that and be 40 at 5 o'clock. Now, stay with us because coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll talk about a big Arctic air mass that could come see us next week.
Ooh.
Arctic air masses sometimes bring snow, don't they? Yeah. That's in my 7-day forecast.
All right, Rod, thank you for that update. We'll have more from Rod in just a minute. But right now, we want to get to our top story this morning. All 17 inmates on Oregon's death row will have their death sentences changed to life in prison without parole. Governor Kate Brown delivered that news yesterday.
Alma McCarty looks deeper into our state's history with the death penalty and how Oregonians feel about it now.
In Oregon, capital punishment is legal. However, it's been years since a state-sanctioned execution, and since then, the death penalty has been further curtailed. Former Governor John Kitzhaber imposed a moratorium in 2011, which was continued in 2015 by Governor Kate Brown. Then, a law passed in 2019 reduced the circumstances in which a death sentence can be imposed.
This is the path that Oregon has been on for the last several years.
Now, as she prepares to leave office, Governor Brown will grant the 17 death row inmates clemency, commuting their sentences to life in prison without the possibility of parole. KGW's Pat Doris spoke with her this week.
I believe that there are many Oregonians that share my values, that it is inequitable, immoral, and doesn't make sense for the state to take a life, particularly when it is irreversible.
Many, like the Oregon Justice Resource Center, applaud the governor's actions, calling the death penalty a failed policy. The nonprofit's executive director writing, Governor Brown made the right choice for Oregon in commuting these death sentences. The facts point toward one conclusion. It's past time for Oregon to end the use of capital punishment. Others are against the move.
Essentially, what the state of Oregon is doing is betraying the moral contract it has with all of its citizens.
Joshua Marquis was the district attorney for Clatsop County for 25 years until 2018. He believes any actions such as this should be up to voters to decide. Portland-based DHM Research surveyed Oregonians over the years, finding many are in support of the death penalty. Their most recent poll from January 2021 showed 28% surveyed strongly support and 33% somewhat support the death penalty for people convicted of murder.
I have been prosecuting murder cases for over 30 years. I have only sought the death penalty in one. And that's generally the way it works. It is a rare penalty that is and should be rarely used only in the most vicious and heinous crimes.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Governor Brown's commutation means that none of Oregon's current death row inmates could be executed, even if a future governor ended the moratorium. And Governor-elect Tina Kotek says she will keep it in place. By the way, we do have the full list of those 17 prisoners on our website. Just go to kgw.com.
This morning, a family grieving the loss of their pets and their home just after 8 o'clock Monday night. Brandon Miller, a firefighter, responded to his own La Center home in flames. Fortunately, his family is safe, including his wife, who is a critical care nurse, as well as their 4 kids. But their pets, 2 dogs, 2 cats, were lost in the fire, along with everything else, including their Christmas presents.
It's pretty surreal to be one of the responders that responds on your own emergency at your own home and be completely helpless. Well, the main thing is our family is safe and we're all together. So, just take it day by day. That's all we can do.
Loved ones started a GoFundMe account to help Brandon and his family. We've posted a link to that on our website, kgw.com. So far, they've raised nearly $25,000. Investigators are working to find out what caused that fire.
Our next story is about what appears to be a random violent attack at a casino in La Center, where 4 people were stabbed late Monday night. All 4 victims are expected to survive. In fact, 3 of them are already out of the hospital. So according to the Clark County Sheriff's Office, the suspect here, 41-year-old Scott Harmeyer, had just played a poker hand at the casino. This was just before midnight on Monday. Police say he got up from the table and then suddenly stabbed the man sitting next to him multiple times with a hunting knife. He then allegedly stabbed 2 more people at the table and a 4th person in the parking lot before he drove off. About 15 minutes later, a deputy spotted the car heading south on I-205, and after a quick chase, officers were eventually able to spin him out and arrest Harmeyer. Police say he's from Vancouver. He faces 4 felony counts of first-degree assault.
We're hurting, and right now our focus for Catherine is to find Jose and bring justice to her, for her and for her children.
This morning, the family of Catherine Mulbach is pleading for her boyfriend to turn himself in. He's accused of killing her. Her body was found in Powell Butte Nature Park last Friday. Mulbach's sister, who you just heard from there, told us her family had just started to understand how unhealthy the couple's relationship was. Take a look at this picture. This is Jose Caraballo. He is 43 years old. This photo shows his distinctive tattoos. Authorities say he has family connections in Oregon, California, and Mexico. Crime Stoppers is offering a $2,500 reward for any information leading to his arrest. A GoFundMe to help support Mulbach's 2 young children has now raised about $6,000.
Now to some of today's morning headlines. Portland Public Schools has responded to a shooting that happened outside Cleveland High. The superintendent says he hopes the city will come together and, quote, resolve the gun violence epidemic that is plaguing our community. Around noon Monday, a 16-year-old student was shot outside the school, then walked into a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Classes were canceled on Tuesday. At this point, police have not released information on any arrests. This is the 3rd shooting outside of a Portland high school in the last 3 months. Tonight at 5 o'clock, there's a public hearing over another possible change to the I-5 Rose Quarter project. The goal there is to ease traffic congestion on that section of I-5, also make the area safer for people walking, driving, or biking. People with ties to the historic Albina neighborhood in the area will be invited to speak. The hearing will be streamed live on the Department of Transportation's YouTube channel. At this point, ODOT's latest project design will be expected later next week. Also today at 1 o'clock, the Oregon Employment Department will be giving a briefing on economy and workforce trends in our state. Officials will also give an update on the rollout of Paid Leave Oregon. It requires state employers to provide 12 weeks of paid leave for family health emergencies. It includes medical leave and safe leave for victims of sexual assault and domestic violence. It is set to launch in 2023.
We want to step outside on your Wednesday morning and show you the view from our Rose City Skycam. Not much to see yet. All is pretty quiet, but I was super interested to hear Rod say at the top of the hour that a big old Arctic air mass is moving in a little bit later.
Brenda Braxton, why does it take an Arctic air mass to grab your attention?
Because this year I'm totally in the mood for snow.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well.
I'm in the mood for snow.
All right, for starters, I want you to notice on this air mass map, the purple is the cold Arctic stuff. Notice how large this air mass is expected to be. This is Sunday at 1 o'clock, literally blanketing all of Canada. And Sunday at 1 o'clock, if this would come out to be exactly true, the leading edge of that cold air mass would be sitting just to our north, having crossed the Washington border. And then we would start to see our temperatures dive on Monday with at least a mix of wintry weather. And then right now, the best chance, if we're going to see a snowstorm, which is certainly in the possibility area, it would be Monday night into Tuesday, the way things are setting up. So on Tuesday, here we are at 9 p.m. The center of the coldest air is just up here in the provinces of Canada to our north, where you see the whitish colors, and you see the purple clearly down over our area. Some of the models show a low pressure system sitting in eastern Oregon with the lows nearby as the colder air continues to filter in. And that would trigger accumulating snow. So this is what we'll be keeping you updated on. This is a forecast, obviously, between now and then that will take a lot of twists and turns. So this is just my first kind of heads up glance, if you will. Monday, wintry shower mix. Monday night, Tuesday, inches of snow, question mark. Looks like a good chance right now. Warming temps, by the way, going into Christmas week. In fact, some of the models just like that show Christmas Sunday being 50 degrees and rainy outside. Okay, so that's what I'm watching in the future. Back it up to today. It's going to be a nice dry day. We have a mix of cloudiness this morning. Salem's partly cloudy and 31. Downtown Portland's overcast and 39. Futurecast loves us getting some clearing during the day today. So if that's the case, it'll be cooler than normal still, but otherwise a pretty nice day with light winds. Shows Salem at 42. Notice the lows tonight. Tonight we get an east wind starting to kick in. That would bring clear skies the next couple of days, but also get us back into low to mid 20s in some of the colder spots of the valley the next couple of nights. So Portland 42 today, the beautiful sunshine with lows in the 20s the next couple of days. And there's what I have on the board right now going into Monday and Tuesday. And keep in mind, if that turns out to be the real deal, Monday and Tuesday temperatures could end up being much colder than I show you here. I have 35 on Tuesday. It could be more like 30 or 32 for a high. We'll be back in a moment.